Hello everyone, Jeff Green again with a weekly market timing, market analysis video. I hope you guys are enjoying these as much as I enjoy making them for you. I just love talking about this stuff. But if you can like, subscribe, and share this video, that would help me out greatly. I'd appreciate that. So I think it would be useful to spend a minute talking about where we were last week. On last week's video, let me get my pen back. On last week's video, we talked about a base building in this area here. And what I said last week was, I think the market can stay above this old high. If so, we'll build a base in this area. If not, we'll build a base in this area, hopefully hold above this trend line. But if it gets below that, we have a more worrisome condition in the market. So with that in mind, let's take a look at developments this week. If you're watching the market at all, you know that it was a very volatile week of trading. Let me erase those. Get these back. Okay, so this is the all market, total market ETF. I like watching this because it gives you a much better view of what's really going on in the market. Weekly on the left, daily on the right. And you can see on the weekly chart, we are now right at that support line that is held, let's see, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times now over the last, well, since March of last year. That's an awesome run. But I'm a little concerned that it might be running into trouble this time. We'll see if it can hold on the trend line. On the weekly basis, we got increasing volume. On increasing down days, we've got a MACD that's looking weaker, and especially since it's in this bearish divergence here, that's a little bit worrisome. We've got an on-balance volume that's showing weakness. We've got certainly the advanced decline line that's weak, and on the weekly basis, we've got the DI minus above the DI plus, which is quite bearish. So let's take a look at what happened on the daily time frame. I put this trend line in here so we could sort of see where the tops are. I put this upper high up here so we could sort of see where the next large resistance is. But I want to point out a couple of things that has me a little bit concerned. This Chiku line here needs to be above the current price to be in sort of a more bullish configuration. You can see it's dropped down below the price, which is quite bearish. We've got increasing volume on severe down days, like that one there was a very worrisome day. We've got a MACD that's now below zero. We've got an on-balance volume that's looking weaker. Here's the advanced decline line, which shows very dismal breadth across the market. And then, of course, we've got the DMI indicator with the DI minus above the DI plus. And we've also got an ADX that's showing an increasing trend strength to the downside, all very worrisome. So on Friday, we had this big break down here, and then buyers came in late in the day to push prices back up above the trend line. That's a positive move, but the depth of this decrease is contributing to a sort of negative outlook, at least in my mind. So what do we have to do here? I think that this week's trading has to stay above that trend line. It's got to stay above this trend line in here. It needs to get above this old high in order to get a realistic base for a move up. I'm going to expand this so we can see the 3x8 averages. Now, if you're a follower of my 3x8 strategy, you'll know how dependable that is. Let me get this line out of here. I'm going to remove this line. There's the 3, there's the 8-day right here. The green line is the 8-day. Let me make this a little bit larger so we can see. This green line is the 8-day. This red line is the 3-day. So what you want to see is this doing something like this and building a base here. Once that 3-day gets above that 8-day, you can sort of see that a base might get put in there, and maybe we'll have a move sort of towards the old high. Last time it made a move towards the old high, it took, I think, about 10 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days to get up there. So we might have a short rally here to get up there, but I would anticipate there's going to be quite a bit of resistance up here. Once we get above that old high, I think we'll be okay. Now, If prices get below this trend line here and close below it, like Friday, it didn't close below it, it was right at it. But if it breaks here and closes below it, I think we're looking at a more bearish market. So I hope that helps. Let me show you something else that I've put on my website for your enjoyment. I not only have alerts that if you go to this page here, stock signals, let me read this first. There's 4 pages. There's daily stocks signals from the top stocks list, and there's daily stock signals from the broad market. In other words, these are looking across the market for potentially more opportunities that you would find on the top stocks list. These might be a little bit more risky. These have not been filtered for fundamentals or technicals in the same way that the top stocks list has been, but nevertheless, there may be some more profitable shorter term signals on this page. And the same thing on the weekly. I got weekly stock signals coming out from the top stocks list and also from the broad market. So if you go to this page, there's a synopsis of what's found on each page, and also a link to each one of these pages. So here's a description of what's on each page. Top stocks is screened for a lot of positive attributes, and then the broad market. So these from the broad market typically are screened for technical performance, which include these items here, but no fundamentals. So these might be a little more risky, and I have the same thing on the weekly. I got weekly top stocks list and weekly signals from the broad market. So if I didn't make any coding errors, you'd be able to see some of these if some of these stock signals actually develop this week. And of course, that depends on what the market does. So I hope that helps. Send me comments if you'd like, but please like, subscribe, and share this video. And hope you have a great week trading, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.